Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma, and today I'm going to be going through my wildcard draft. This is to help those people who want to use their wildcard. It might also help those people who are looking for some transfers for their game week 5 teams here and there. This video is the one for you. So before we get into the video, still aiming for those 400 subscribers. I think you're like 7 or 6 subscribers away. So if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe, and if you're enjoying the content, make sure you leave a like. It really helps out the channel. So without wasting any much time, let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off with the goalkeeper and the defenders. So the first goalkeeper spot will go to Ariola. He's currently the cheapest playing goalkeeper in the league. I don't know if West Ham have kept a clean sheet or not, but him being the cheapest goalkeeper can be able to give you those that rotation with your first choice goalkeeper. You can also go for Matt Turner, but I think West Ham are just stronger defensively. I think that's why I've gone for Ariola. Then you have Flecken, just for the fixture run that they have. They play Everton, Nottingham, Burnley in the next 5 fixtures, and I think they're a very decent option so far. I think he's been better than Pickford, who most people went for. So I think he's a very decent option as well. Then the defenders, the first one here we have Gusto. He's the cheapest playing defender at the moment, but be wary of the return of Rhys James, who posted on his Instagram that he's going to be back soon in the team. So that's something to watch out for, and that's why I've gone for the consideration of Chilwell. If you want to go for a sure starter and you don't mind having some money in the bank, I think you can go for Chilwell there. Also a very decent option. Is playing left wing, so there's more room for more attacking returns. We have seen a few glimpses here and there, but he's not yet got an attacking return from that position. So that's something to watch out for, but I'm sure he's going to come good in that position as he learns it more and more. But for now, I've gone for Gusto, so just watch out for Rhys James. Then you have Estupinan playing in one of the best defensive teams in the league, and also the attacking output. There's a game week he got like 16 or 17 points, goal, assist, 3 bonus points. He just looked really good. So that's why Estupinan is there. Then you have Ake. There's always a concern about Man City defenders, about the rotation, because for now they have so many defenders, but the likes of John Stones are injured at the moment. So I think Ake, not an assured starter, because last game week we saw Gvardiol benched, so that was interesting. So it's something to watch out for. But City are just good defensively, and Ake is an aerial threat from set pieces. He scored against Fulham a controversial goal, but it was still a goal. So I think something to watch out for. Then you have Udogi there at 4.7 million. Very attacking player for Spurs. Spurs look very good, and the likes of Udogi and Pedro Porro are not even defending at the moment. They're just attacking. So that's why I've gone for him in there. And then the last spot we have Gabriel, who is the cheapest guaranteed Arsenal defender at the moment. I think he's back to the starting 11 since the Saudi league window has closed, where he was rumored to go some time back. So I think with that being closed, I think he's now focused on Arsenal, and I think he's going to be back in the starting team. So I've talking about Chilwell already, between him and Gusto. So it's up to you to pick on who you'd rather go for. But I'd be leaning towards Chilwell at the moment. But Gusto is not a bad shout at 4.2 million. So now we can move on to the midfielders. We're going to be having Son. He looked very good at striking, so it'll be interesting to see if he's going to continue playing in that role, and if he's going to continue to be scoring the same, like the hat-trick he scored last week against Burnley. Obviously, the cheaper alternative in Madison, if you want to save some cash. I think they offer the same things, but I think Son is just more prolific in front of goal. So it's up for you to choose between Son and Madison. But they play Arsenal and Liverpool in their next 3 fixtures, so a little bit tricky, something to watch out for. So make sure you're wary of those fixtures. Then you have Luis Diaz, the cheapest Liverpool midfielder who's guaranteed goals. Of course, is the likes of Szoboszlai, McAllister. But I think Diaz playing in that left wing position sometimes, drifting into that center forward position. Is something interesting, and that's why I've said the cheapest Liverpool midfielder. Salah obviously is the better option, but I think a little bit more expensive. I think they offer the similar output. Just the edging factor that Salah is more involved in the goals and is also on penalties. So, but I think Diaz is also a very good option. Then the other next player is Rashford, best United attacker at the moment. Uh, easy fixtures coming up for United as well. Burnley, Sheffield, Crystal Palace in their next 5 fixtures. You can also put Brentford in there if you want to. Sort of 4 fixtures in the next 5 on paper, which you expect United to win pretty comfortably. So I think Rashford is someone to watch out for. Now with the likes of Hoyland coming to the team, maybe they'll have a different target, they'll have a different game plan. He looked Rashford looked very good when Hoyland came on against Arsenal, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays off. Then the other player is Saka, the best Arsenal attacker. Maybe you could argue for Odegaard, but I think Saka being back on penalties. Well, I'm not so sure if they're rotating Saka and Odegaard, but now I'd like to assume that Saka is on penalties. And Arsenal looked really good against United, although Saka had a quiet game. Don't expect those quiet games against the smaller teams. So I think Saka is a very decent option to have it there. And then to finish off the midfield, we have Mbeumo. He's been good in the first 4 games on penalties as well for Brentford. Brentford looked really good, and Mbeumo has also been on fire. So that's someone to recommend that you have in your team, no matter what. And then the other consideration we have is Bowen. Looked good so far. West Ham have been very good so far. So Bowen has been instrumental in that. They play Man City, Liverpool, Newcastle in their next 4 fixtures, which I think is a slightly bad run of fixtures on paper. But you never know with the Premier League. If you want to take a risk on Bowen, you can do so. But I'd recommend not. I recommend going with some of these players, maybe with Maddison in there. Maybe instead of Rashford, you could go for Bruno, Saka, and Odegaard. But for now, I've gone for these ones, and I think these ones are going to perform. Then now we can move on to the forward positions. We're going to be having Haaland. We all know Haaland, just doing Haaland things, picking up from last season, scoring goals left, right, and center. You have to have Haaland in your team no matter what. If you didn't have him before, you've missed out on so many points. But I'd now recommend you get him into your teams for 14.1 million. I think it's a must to have him in your team, or you're just going to keep losing rank. Then you have Alvarez, been playing very well, but just be wary of rotation, as I mentioned about Ake. You never know who's going to play for Man City, so that's something to watch out for. For now, he's gone, I think, in 3 consecutive games he's been playing. Pep is going for this tall striker, small striker strategy at the moment, and Alvarez is that small striker, so I think he's going to be in the team for a little longer, but it's something to watch out for, of course. Then we have Archer. Now, I think is it Sheffield? The cheapest playing forward, got a goal and assist in the last game week before the international break. So I think that's someone to go for, just to have on the bench, and and you never know when you might need him to come into the team. He's managed to get 12 points, which is a lot. So I think he's just a good bench player to have in there, and you never know, as I've mentioned. Then the other consideration is going to be Evan Ferguson. He looked good so far, scoring a hat-trick last week against a tricky Newcastle team. Um, but a slight concern, he might have picked up an injury that was not called up to his national team. He was called up, but then he was removed later before they traveled. So that's something to watch out for in the press conferences that are going to come sometime next week. Then now we can look at how the team is going to be lining up. We're going to have Flecken in goal, Gabriel Udogi Gusto on the defense. We could argue for Ake, Aliwes to play on the bench because of the United fixture, but bringing him next game week. Then the midfielders, just how the midfielders, Rashford, Diaz, Saka, Son, and Mbeumo in there. And then Haaland, Alvarez, the duo up top. And that's a very solid team, so it's you to decide whether to have Ake on the bench or to play him instead. That's how I'd line up for the next game week. So this is how the team is looking like. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope it has been able to help some of you out who are looking at wildcards for game week 5 and so on. Hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you leave a like, of course, and I'd like to thank you all guys for watching, and I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.